Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm sorry it has been a minute since I've done a video, but yeah, life has been pretty crazy the last few months. So finally getting back settled in and wanted to talk about a few different things today with you guys. Pretty much really three things. One, we're going to go over, especially for you CJ guys or even YJ and TJ guys, some options that I really want to offer up to see if you're interested in just buying housings with axle shafts that are, ready to bolt into your Jeep outside of if you want to do ring and pinions and if you want to use your outers off of your factory axle. So we'll kind of get into that. I also want to go over a new tool idea for when you're finalizing your ring and pinion setup that I think would really help in getting this outer pinion bearing and yoke on with a new pinion. So we'll go over that in a little bit. And then also, we've got some cool new stuff a buddy of mine has helped me out with. He started his own small business. It's a laser engraving CNC type business. So I'll show you real quick. These are some of the things we've come up with. He's also did a coffee mug for me. I ended up actually giving that to a friend of mine. But we're going to be doing some cool stuff with diff covers. I'll go over that. And so, yeah, the CNC stuff, the tooling, and housing. So let's first just start with the housings because this is something I'd like to offer you guys, and I'll show you. So right here, these are two. One is a narrowed, or actually they're both narrow Dana 44s. One is a spring over. You can see this guy right here is a spring over Chevy Dana 44, narrowed to stock narrow track CJ Dana 30 width on 27.5-inch spring perches. And then the other is a spring under Dana 44 with the knuckles rotated back. And again, built to narrow track CJ Dana 30 width. Both come with chromoly 30 spline inners and then the Scout 27 spline outers. The great thing about these is you guys that have a CJ5, CJ7 with that Dana 30 in the front, you can use all your knuckles and outers on these axles, and they work great. And it's a massive upgrade. The housings are way stronger. Obviously, the gear sets are better. So this is a great upgrade, and this is something I really want to see if there is interest for you guys, especially in the CJ world, but even in the YJ, TJ world. Like, if you guys are really interested in a way upgraded housing that's set up with your axle shafts, U-joints, and like I said, you can get it as a bare housing. I can also set these up with gears and lockers if you want, so it's even easier to get in. Or obviously, you guys know I build fully bolt-in, ready-to-go axles. So I'm trying to give you guys as many options as possible if you want to do an axle upgrade. But, like most of us, we don't have $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to throw into a set of axles, and you kind of want to try and do it on a budget. So this is an option. And like you say over here, this is another, just a Chevy housing. It's been cut down to narrow track CJ width. It works awesome, bolts right in, and not a lot of things you got to worry about. So that's a thing I'm trying to offer, and I'm trying to get out there to you guys as an option. Like you say, CJ, YJ, even you Bronco guys, I've got a lot of high pinions that I can build for your first gen Broncos. Again, ready to bolt in. You get the upgraded U-joints instead of the small Dana 44 U-joints that was in the Broncos back in the day. So a lot of options there. If you guys want, go to my website, simpsonoffroad.net. Shoot me an email. All that stuff will be in the description. Next, let's get to the new tool prototype idea that I've got. So if you guys are setting up your own ring and pinions and you're using brand new stuff, brand new pinion, brand new bearings, brand new yokes, one of the things that I have run into a lot is, getting everything quote unquote set up. I do highly recommend making your own setup bearings. If you can, maybe use a height gauge just to make sure of your tolerances, just so you get everything in line. But one of the nice things that I've done is made an outer pinion bearing that just slides on there super easy. So this can set up your pinion depths, you know, much faster than trying to press this brand new bearing on and off. And the reason I do that is because when you try to put on a brand new pinion bearing, you can see it just doesn't really go on there. Now you can try and force it a little bit, but you're not going to actually get that thing to get going on there that easy. And then you just say, well, you know, just use a yoke. Okay, well, take a brand new yoke, stick it on there. See if I can do this one-handed. There it goes. Come on. Okay, so that is about as far as it can go without trying to tap onto it. Now, mind you, all this is going to be being done inside the housing. So you're going to be trying to hold this pinion from the backside while trying to tap. It just can create a nightmare situation. Now, I've seen too where, and I've made these, you can take a little piece of tube steel, right, and a washer. And again, now that will work. That'll get down to your pinion bearing and leave you plenty enough thread to actually start to do it. But the same issue applies, is you have to hold this pinion, and the amount of force it takes to get that on there, it's still quite a bit. And that pinion really wants to turn as that pinion nut is trying to be torqued down. So this is what I've come up with. Now, as you guys know, I do a ton of low pinion Dana 44 stuff, and that is what I built this off of originally. Now, I'm going to go over some different ideas, but I want to show you how this works. So I have a pinion in there right now. Now, this just sets in there just like that. You grab your bearing caps, and I tried to make this, I believe it's made all out of 1/4 inch flat bar, so it's pretty sturdy. And again, you're not trying to make this to where it can, you know, it's not holding a ton of force behind it. You just snug everything up. Now we're going to switch over to our larger. And now, as you can see, let's see if I can just take this out real quick. This is off of a advanced adapter pinion yoke puller. But as you can see, it's pointed. And then if you look down in there, look at that pinion. See, it has that dimple in it. So what I designed this to do is run that down. Okay, doesn't have to be super crazy tight. But as you can see now, that's right in the center of your pinion. And if you flip this around now you can tap down on that pinion and it's not going anywhere. So now, when you go to install your outer pinion bearing, now this is the setup one, but when you go to put that in and it stops, now you can grab, now this is an actual, what is it, Miller? Yeah, there you go. Miller W262 tool. It's a bearing installer tool, but you can put that over it and just tap that pinion bearing down with that tool holding the pinion, so you can actually force that down. And then you can do the same thing with the yoke, so that you're not trying to pull all that on just using these threads. I have done that before, and I will tell you, you can pull these threads right off the pinion. And I say that because I have done that, and it ruined the gear set, and I had to order a new gear set. So my idea with this tool, and to see if you guys are interested, because I haven't seen really anything like it out there, is on the 30s and on the Dana 30s, you got a low pinion and a high pinion, and your hypoid, the offset of the pinion above or below center line is the same. I want to make these tools for a 30 high pinion, low pinion, 44 high pinion, low pinion, 60 high pinion, low pinion, etc. Any axle to where you have to do all this setup out here and can have trouble getting that pinion bearing to start and get on, I'm thinking of making these for. And also making it, if it is a high and low pinion axle with the same high point offset, I want to make one tool that will do both, either high or low pinion. So if you bought a 30, it'll do high and low pinion. You buy it at 44, high and low pinion, 60, etc. So let me know, guys, if you think this is worth me continuing to go through with. I am going to make them for myself, but if you guys are interested in it, I am thinking of trying to see if we can get this manufactured out of one piece and not have to be individually made like that. But I do think that that could save a lot of beating up your hands, having to have somebody come in here and hold this from the backside as you hit it on and all that stuff. Just a tool that I think could really save a little bit of time and energy for you guys. So let me know what you guys think on that. And lastly, what I want to get to is kind of some fun goodie stuff. So my buddy Tyler and his wife have started this company. I'll show you. It's called Daisy Ridge Custom Engraving. We originally kind of started this out as I wanted to start putting tags on my differential covers. I wanted to be putting my logo on the axles that I'm building. Yukon does it, East Coast Gear Supply, Curry, ARB has their covers, all this stuff. I wanted to be able to do that. So we started with these, which would go on the aftermarket Dana covers, the nodular covers. And then I actually found this cover, and I'm going to show you why I really like this one here in a second. This is, I believe, the Yukon cover, but it just has a blank tag. So the nice thing about this is he's going to be able to do his, and we may mess around with this logo here, but as you can see, pretty cool. It's got the mountain and the Jeep on it. But put my name and logo or whatnot on this, and then this cover. Now, the reason I kind of wanted to go with this cover too is not only is this thing crazy, crazy sturdy, and as you can see, the webbing on this thing, let's see if I can get a good picture of it. It's about 3/4 of an inch thick right here. And then when you flip these over, do it. It is just crazy sturdy. You're not going to mess with this cover. This is going to be great to protect all your stuff. Now, I have a fairly heavy-duty stock Dana 44 diff cover here, and why I wanted to show you this, what's cool about these is a lot of these aftermarket covers are so thick that they actually stick out further. Well, as you can see, as we're level there, and as we move this across, it actually starts to raise it up and is actually, your stock cover is going to be a little bit taller. Now, obviously on the 44s, they have the ones with the flat spot on this, so you can play around with it a little bit, but this is something I want to start offering on all the axles, especially the 44 stuff. And then it's going to be tagged. But as you can see what they can do here, this is a bottle opener, laser engraved with my logo, a keychain. He's done coffee mugs, tumblers. So you can send him your idea and he can put it on any of that stuff. One of the also really cool things that they're offering now is they're called, I believe, NFC tags. And what that is instead of like your standard old business card where you have to put all your information, it's a little tag that you just kind of scan with your phone, and it'll take you immediately to the Instagram or Facebook or whatever link in there. So he can do all that for you guys. And kind of the sky's the limit on what you might want to have engraved or etched or whatever. Like you say, this is leather that he can put it on. Super, super high quality. Super awesome dude. Like I said, small business. Him and his wife are doing it. I strongly suggest you guys go out there and support him. Here's the links. I'm also going to put them. But this is Made by Daisy Ridge is the name. You can Google that. Etsy, Instagram, Facebook. That is his email, chrisman@daisyridge.com. I will put all those links in the description. But this is some stuff we're working on. I'm trying to offer you guys you know, more options as we go along. And look, if you guys call me up and say, hey, I want to go with this cover, but I'd want something different put on here, we can do that. It may cost you a little bit extra, but we can do that. So anyway, wanted to shout him out. Go check him out. Again, Made by Daisy Ridge. Look it up on Google, Etsy, Instagram, Facebook. Check that out. Super cool dude. Great stuff. And again, support your, you know, small business guys that are out there. And like I say, let me know what you guys think on this tool. I really haven't, I think the only thing I've ever seen about this issue is if you Google it and go on Yukon's website, and they literally, I think, tell you, get a buddy to hold it with his hand. So check that out. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I love to hear from you guys. I love having some dialogue back and forth, sharing ideas and whatnot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's good to be back. We'll be making more of them. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.